Hello everyone, this is Professor Bushra Ansari, and today in this video we are going to talk about the third module of the subject Customer Relationship Management. By now you must have understood about the Unit 1 and Unit 2, which is focusing more on how you should be developing or starting your customer relationship. Today in this unit, in this module, this part, we are going to talk about how we are going to understand the customers, and then how we are going to have the CRM implementation or planning of CRM and then implementation of CRM. So let's talk about what basically customer relationship management is in terms of customer value. Now, up until now, in Module 1 and Module 2, we understood that customer relationship is all about how you are developing or building the relationship between the customer based on the various aspects. In this, we are talking about how customer value management is working in line with customer relationship management. So, what we understand by this fact is, we need to know the customer value. We need to know how every single customer matters to the business. The moment we realize and the moment we understand that it is based on the quality of customer relationship, we will start focusing more on customer relationship. Let's take it as a subject, but then in reality, in real life, in real world, this is how business works. You need to focus on the customer value in order to develop your customer relationship, and vice versa, your customer relationship is based on your customer value. So the more we take it, the more we see both the sides in equality, in parallel, we understand that customer value management is parallel to customer relationship management. Now let's understand, moving further on this, there is a 5-step model on customer value. How we go ahead with this is, we cannot just randomly say or randomly understand that a customer exists. But then when you have to value or when you have to understand how this customer value is supposed to be calculated or understood, we need to have this 5-step model. The first step in that is to discover. We need to discover who the customer is. We need to know how this customer value can be created. We need to know how this whole customer relationship and customer value is going together. So we need to discover. Step 2, we need to commit. We need to tell the customer, we need to commit ourselves to the customer that whatever it may be, we are going to make our customer happy. We are going to make our customer satisfied. And that's where we develop relationships. The moment we talk about committing, we come across to creating customer value. How we somehow, say for example, I am walking into a shop, I am going to buy a sari. And if you must have noticed, like the shops in Kanpur, Lucknow and these sites, they have this very typical aspect. They will have that sitting area where females can sit and say browse through the saris and the dress materials, and then they suddenly say bring a cup of coffee or drink or soft drinks or whatever it may be. That is where you are, say, creating customer value. You are letting people know that they are important, and that's how you assess. You try to know how this customer is really important. Is he really important, or is he just a one-time worth? If he is one-time worth, all we need to do is, he has entered the shop, let's take the transaction and finish it off. But if someone is there who's going to be long-term, I have to create that value. And finally, I have to improvise on this value aspect. So this way, we create a 5-step model of customer value. And moving further, we come across the term as value judgment. How do we know? How do we realize that this particular value or this particular customer who has been given a certain value, is he worth it or not? So we need to have a value judgment. We need to assess the customer's value. We need to know that, am I doing the right thing? Am I putting in my right efforts in terms of, say, giving the value to the customer? What if this customer is not going to come back? Let me tell you, when we talk about marketing, when we talk about customer relationship, this is where, like, basically customer value or basically customer relationship is the one which is more like you go ahead with them, but then still you don't know if the customer is going to be loyal to us or not. So in that case, customer value judgment plays a major role. moving further, we are talking about basically what this customer value management framework is. So we come across the 4 things that you can see on the slide: customer acquisition, customer retention, customer expansion, and customer lifetime value. So firstly, I need to grab on the customer. I need to acquire the customer. Say Amazon getting the customers of Flipkart, or vice versa, Flipkart getting customers of Amazon, Swiggy getting customers of Zomato, somehow coming up with more and more schemes. That's customer acquisition. And then I am retaining, giving you cash back, giving you offers, giving you lot many such things. And when these things, that is this retention part is done, we come across expansion. So if I have targeted you, now I would want your family members to be involved. So what am I doing? Sending you invites, telling you that, okay, you share my invite and you'll be getting 51 rupees for cash back. That's customer expansion. And then also I am talking about if I am into a clothing line. So I am right now into only jeans and tops for the girls and the guys of college like you. I would want them to go ahead and I have kids wear. So I would want your family members also to come to me. And then I am having lifetime value. That is, I am having you with me. So for that, we see these schemes that is being given by Shoppers Stop, Lifestyle, Globus, that you buy a card and you become a premium member, you become a lifetime member for that. That's lifetime value. Similarly, there's this customer retention cycle. Based on my customer framework, I have customer retention cycles. How do I retain it? Again, it's a difficult task. Again, it's a difficult thing to be done. What do I do in this? So I talk about right customer, I talk about right relationship, I talk about right retention. If I focus my energy on the wrong customer, all I'm going to get is loss, because this customer is not going to come back. That's why I first need to filter who's the right customer. I first need to know who's the right relationship, and then accordingly I have to go for it in terms of right retention. Alright, so moving further based on this retention, we talk about satisfaction profit chain. This is again an important factor in terms of how we go ahead in customer value. So we talk about customer satisfaction, retention or loyalty, and then the revenue profit. But then this chain is still related to that of product performance. Unless and until my product is not performing well, no customer is going to stay back with me. My service performance, same goes with it. So if it is a toothbrush as a product, Ola is a service. Both of them have to perform. At the same time, my employee has to perform. If my employee is not performing, how am I going to get the output? Which is directly related to that of my retention and my profit. So when we talk about the CRM, customer relationship management, based on my customer value management, we understand that this whole strategy of CRM has got certain objectives. These objectives are more or less like corporate awareness. This is more like how I am focusing on the business, more about how my aim is to have the old customers no matter what. So these things, when done together, when clubbed together, give me the best of the customer relationship management. And to understand this or to agree with the objectives, we talk about customer relationship management strategy cycles, which again has got a very rhetoric approach, but then still very much into the point where we talk about acquisition, retention, and win back. Acquisition, as I told you, we are trying to get more and more customers. Retention is where we are focusing on our existing customers, like I'm trying to hold you back with me. But then there is this win back, that is Jio. If you know or if you have understood the marketing strategy of Jio, there was a point when Jio crashed into the market with, say, minimum amount of, prepaid plans. But then accordingly, it also came, there was a point when we started losing customers. Now you will see they're coming back with that 6 paisa per minute wala thing. They started losing customers. But now, with that getting free, now they're retaining the customers. So this is where we talk about, or we understand the fact that customer relationship management goes hand in hand with customer value management, and that's how we talk about, or that's how we look into it and decide which is more prominent or more better to be understood. So that was it for this first module, or the first part of your module 3. We will catch up with another video very soon.